Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Right, today I have something pretty cool I'd like to show you. A new set of trucks I got a few weeks ago and I'm super stoked to have. I've seen so many good reviews about them. I heard about so many good feedbacks. I read so many good comments about them. So I got convinced that I need to buy a set too. So I got myself a pair. Also, at first I actually was a bit skeptical because I already have a big trucks madness going on, and I have like a huge variety of tracks already, any measurements, any brand, any height, any technology, inverted kimping, regular kimpings, different duros of bushings, and all the rest, all the technologies out there in terms of tracks. But these tracks is something that you really need to have. It's a must. And I've seen some very good reviews, especially from a couple of YouTubers I follow. And one of the most recent videos was like a few weeks ago from Shred Shop in Canada. They actually talk about these trucks so well, so good, and I thought like, yes, I need to try them. But yeah, let's get into the overview and let's see what the trucks are like. First of all, I like the way the trucks come because it comes in their own package and there is some little details, and I like when the products has this bit of love even in the package. It's something that makes them cooler, and like if you like some details and memorabilia, this is a piece of art just in the package. It's not trash. In my opinion, it's not just fancy trash. It's a piece of art, and the art is made by Thomas Duper. This artist who is at the moment doing the graphics for Slappy Trucks. And if you look closely, it reminds a bit the same style of Mark Gonzalez graphics, which I have this book right here. So this sort of like ugly, funny comics, but I like them. So I will keep this back. It's recyclable, of course, and it's skateboarding memorabilia. So it will be among my little collection of stickers and stuff. And right, let's talk real quick about the trucks. So the trucks has been invented by Mike Sinclair, and he designated them. And these trucks right here are not the regular Slappies, but these are the Slappy ST1, super low and super lights. Super low because they have the top bushing shorter than the rest of bushings out there, so they require their own bushings. Not all the bushings will be compatible with them, I assume, because the different measurements, the different geometry of the bushings, at least for the top bushing. And also the camping is shorter. That's why you have so much clearance in between the top bushing and the hanger. You see a lot of space you can go through, so no way that you're gonna scratch on the top bushing on the camping, even though it's an inverted camping anyway, because there's a lot of clearance. And the way to make it possible was by creating a shorter camping. They made the camping shorter, but the camping it's of course shorter, but it has more threads. So that's why it can be tightened down more in comparison to other trucks. They come with stock bushing 90 duros, which are considerable kind of soft, but for me, for my personal preference, are perfect. So I consider them somehow medium, because I got used to skate with Ace trucks, which are like 85 and 90. They are like a double duro, and they're soft, of course. But since I got used to them, I only now like soft bushings, or at least medium, with flush nut, not like tightened down. I like them nice and loose. Um, so I cannot go back to any sort of medium or medium hard, or of course I cannot skate at all hard bushings, because I like my tracks with, you know, that surfy, curvy sort of feeling, so you can turn and you skate with your own body and your own skills. So it's a different feeling, it's a different muscle memory, of course. So that's for like my personal preference. You can upgrade the bushing. They do the 95, I think, and also the 100. So they are like medium hard and hard. But for what I heard, they are already broken in. So if you leave these bushings right here the way they are, they're already perfect. They don't have like broken in period. And also the height of them is 53.6 millimeters, I think it is, so 53 and a half, something like that. So it's something like above 53 millimeters for what I recall. I think it says here actually on a little label. Let me see. So it does not say here, but I'm pretty sure they're around 53 and something millimeters. So they also are 10% lighter than most of trucks out there, 10% lighter than Indies, and I actually can feel they are very light. These are super light because they are the hollow axle and hollow kingpin as well, but also they have inside a lot of empty gaps, and the hanger here is like carved inside, you can see. This is like Indies also have this feature here, the stage 11, but these have like even more empty space in the pivot basically. So that's why they are so light. Apparently they're actually pretty strong, so they have good durability, and they skate so good. So they also their turning, it's so good, and that's why I think I will love them. I think they, for what I heard, they feel like somehow like somewhere in between Ace trucks and Indy, but more stability. So it's like somewhere in between, like both worlds. So they offer more stability, but that same sort of feeling, like surfy sort of feeling like Aces, but with more control like Indy. So these are some sort of hybrid in terms of technology between Indy and Aces. I honestly, at the moment, these are my favorite tracks, which are the one right here assembled with this board, are the Aces inverted camping, which came out a few months ago, and that's the reason also why I decided to try this, because I'm loving these tracks, and these are so far my favorite tracks probably, because I like the way they feel. Ace tracks, I already done a review of them, these inverted camping, these specific ones, and I really love Ace tracks at the moment. And also I've been skating lately lots of different inverted kingpins. I have Thunder inverted kingpins, this one right here, and I have in the mids just right here. So, and I honestly love inverted kingpins. The only problem sometimes, so like for example with Indy happens a lot, they tend to loosen up themselves, so you have to have always the tool in your pocket, and after every session readjust the tightness of your trucks according to your personal preference. But this issue seems to be over with Ace Trucks, because they found the solution to the problem. So they basically created base plate, which is also at the same time the nut for the kingpin, the upside down kingpin, the inverted kingpin. And I haven't noticed a problem with Thunder, but if you like some sort of like more surfy sort of trucks, probably Aces would be the best option. And I want to try them because apparently they feel very similar to Aces. The way they turn, apparently it's so good, the feeling is good. And also I like the color for sure. I picked this specific one because I like the fact that the base plate is silver, and the hanger it's like a gray, like almost black. So it's got like very nice color. I like usually silver trucks or all black trucks, but I seen this one which is like in between both, so I thought like, hey, they look so cool, so I want them. But also I was saying, so these trucks they don't have the base plate same as the Ace Trucks. The Ace Trucks got basically the thread in the base plate. This has an actual nut installed at the bottom of the base plate, but it seems to be like a little bit apparently stable rather than some other brands. That's an issue that happened anyway, because it's the way they are made. The inverted kingpin, it's something that happens. It's the when you put pressure with the weight from your body, and when you turn, obviously you are basically pushing the bushing toward right or left. So it depends when you put your weight the most. Then will also the thread from the kingpin will follow the rotation of the bushing. So that's pretty cool that Ace has made the tracks in a way that is impossible to unlock them. That's why they call it lock-in technology. But I believe this will be pretty cool. I believe this will stay in place because the type of kingpin, it's different than the usual kingpins. It's shorter, it's got more threads. So let's see what's happened with them, and I will love them anyway. I know I will love them. And also they have another reason why I got convinced in buying them is because of the team they have. Their own riders at the moment. They have like such an early team. There is Cordano Russell, also aka Macho, who is one of the best street skateboarders out there at the moment. There is Ryan Sheckler, and there is Leo Romero, who also skates for Toy Machine. Cordano Russell also skates for Toy Machine. By the way, I'm wearing a Toy Machine shirt. And I never really tried a Toy Machine board, so that's something in my list, in my bucket list, and I will eventually buy a Toy Machine board and try that, maybe with these trucks, who knows. But I also found out that these trucks in the making, in the production, was one of my favorite skateboarders of all time involved, and is Jamie Thomas. So Jamie Thomas also contributed in producing these trucks right here. So I believe he skates them too. He's obviously sponsored by Thunder, but he puts a bit of his own work in the making of these trucks. So I believe as a side track, sometimes as a side um, setup, he probably skates Slappys too. And that's why I also wanted to try them, because Jamie Thomas is one of my favorite skaters. I have Jamie Thomas set up right there among my boards. And I think I was thinking actually to assemble these tracks right here with a Jamie Thomas board, the one featuring Jesus Christ, the stained glass, called the stained glass Jesus Christ, but which is a zero board, of course. But I also have, like, it's also a zero board. There's a Misfits graphic which I got in the summertime, and wanted to assemble initially with some indie I have, but I think I'm going to use that zero board, the Misfit zero board, with these tracks, pretending it's like sort of alternative version of a Jamie Thomas setup. I usually like replicating my favorite skater setups. I love doing it. So it's I'm very picky if they skate with those certain wheels, certain type of bushings, the grip tape, every little details has to be the same. So Jamie Thomas obviously skates for zeros. It doesn't really matter if it's his actual like pro model with the graphics, as long as zero is still considerable a Jamie Thomas product, so you can still have a board that is close enough to what Jamie Thomas would skate. So I think I might assemble these tracks with the Misfits zero board. And what else I can say about these tracks? These right here are the 8.5, 8.50. So they are like pretty wide, but for these days probably kind of like standard. I don't know if they do about the super low. I don't know if they do anything wider. For sure, I know that Slappy's is the sole brand that has like a 13 inches hanger. Like the width of the hanger is like the biggest ever, which is made to match with some huge egg-shaped boards, which are like 10 and above inches. So what else? Yeah, I think they will be cool. They will be sick. I like the details. Slappys. It says Slappys here on the base plate. Also, it says Slappys on the bottom of the base plate. And yeah, I like the way they are. They are exactly, for comparison, they are basically let's take that board, kind of take the tracks off the board, of course, but for comparison, just looking at them, they seems to be, you know, like Ace tracks, inverted kingpin seems to be more similar to Indie Stage 4. And Indie Stage 4, the design, which I have them here somewhere. Let me see if I can find them. There we go. So these one are Indie Stage 4. So the hanger of Indie Stage 4 reminds a lot of the hanger from Ace Trucks, and this one seems to be more like somehow in between. Also, the hanger from Stage 11 and a bit of the base plate. I'd say the base plate from an Ace Trucks. So yeah, so it would be pretty cool. So it seems to be an hybrid in a way. I've seen people, some other YouTubers, they've been experimenting, like taking off the base plate from the Ace Trucks inverted kingpin, putting them with different hangers. Because sometimes people only buy the inverted, you know, the inverted base plate that comes with the kingpin and the bushings. So and they put whatever hanger they have. So anyway, it will be a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm super excited, super stoked. Also, he says here 8.5. He mentioned the width of the hanger, and yeah, okay. So I will love them. So I'll catch you soon next video, whenever it will be, about the actual review once I have them assembled with my Zero board. And yeah, so I've been a bit of like bad weather recently here, very bad weather actually. And the last couple of days has been some rainy, windy and cold, and obviously impossible for skateboarding. So I decided to come out with a little overview on this pair of trucks, which I had here for a few weeks. And yeah, as soon as like spring or summer, I will assemble these trucks with the Zero board. And who knows about the wheels? I think wheels obviously will be Spitfires and Ace bearings, my favorite bearings at the moment. Right, so catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.